Hello everyone. Well, here it is, the 20th anniversary of that dreaded date, 9/11/2001. Like everyone else who experienced it through the mass media, I remember where I was and how I tried to make sense of it as I watched it unfold along with everybody else. I was in central London and my wife Rachna sent me a message, a text, and it said, "Something big has happened. I don't know what. Come home." And since then, of course, we've all lived with the after effects of that terrible terrorist attack. As someone who has a Muslim name, I, like so many others, have been shaken down more times than I care to remember, flying in and out of the United States or other countries. And of course I understand that. And I even understand in later years why I was put in a torture prison with my film crew in Pakistan. That was of course just after the 7/7 bombings a few years later. Alas, though, of course, we all live under the terrible cursed spell of 9/11, whether we like it or not. It just goes on, and I am often at a loss for words, trying to make sense of it myself. A few hours ago, I had a phone call with my dear friend and colleague, Mahdi, a young Afghan who was brought up predominantly in Australia, who is working with us at Shahrazad Foundation to look after children in an orphanage in the Panjshir Valley. And as many people watching this will know, the Panjshir has been overrun by Taliban forces in recent days. My phone call with Mahdi a few hours ago, as I say, was one of the most poignant and moving calls of my life. He is a young, spirited, brave, extraordinary, indefatigable guy, and I found myself begging him to leave Afghanistan for a short while and regroup and regain his energy. He's been under fire, Taliban fire, and he described to me what it's like when the Taliban attack. And I won't go into the details right now, but he told me some of their methods of attack, which of course they have perfected over 20 years. And something that I found incredibly interesting was that they have the latest heat sensor weaponry and of course other weapons that they could have only ever dreamt of having 2 decades ago, whereas the resistance in the Panjshir had run out of ammunition, and that's why they had to melt away. He has sent us a video which he shot on the orders of the leadership of the resistance in the Panjshir Valley, and he's asked us, and we're very, very proud to be of service, he's asked us to pass it on through our own social media channels and to news organizations around the world. So we're working with him to do that. And he said to me just before we hung up the call, Mahdi said to me, "Tahir, please, please, please tell the world about Panjshir, tell the world about Afghanistan, and tell the world about the little girls in the orphanage who I've been trying to protect." We have a crowdfunding campaign going, as you may well know, to give supplies and later books and whatever the children, the girls need in the Panjshir and elsewhere. There is a link to the crowdfunding campaign with this message. I ask you, on behalf of Mahdi and Shahrazad Foundation, and most importantly on behalf of the girls in the orphanage, to be generous and to help us so that in time, these girls and Afghans and everyone involved might help the rest of us. That's all for now. Thank you for thinking of Afghanistan at this difficult time, and I think it's a moment for us all to pause in our crazy, busy lives and to be thankful for those crazy, busy lives, and to reflect and to remember those who didn't make it on that dreaded day 20 years ago.